Brilliant. So yes, thank you, Juanita. I see there that I could feel all the loving, kind, healing energy and positive vibes coming from this beautiful group as I was getting help last week with the situation, but I'm much, much better, thank you, and I'm delighted to be back this week. And we're going to move from that archetype meditation, like I said, that we did the last time, into what I call the Ritam meditation. So this we've decided is week 23 of Alone Together series. So yeah, wow, we've been together, like we'll have been together. I can see us here at Christmas Day. And how cool will that be anyway? Oh, Sarah's here. Hey, hi, Sarah.
Oops, hi.
Good to see you.
I will
Mabel.
be seen.
Good to see you. Thanks for helping out last week to yourself and Sue for jumping in there at the 11th hour when I managed to get my messages out to you guys. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody's other lovely wishes and kind messages I got. So yeah. So we're going to use the mantra, as I said, Ritam today. So what is Ritam? Is connected to the word rhythm, and it's really good when you've been kind of setting the intentions and you've been gathering all that energy of the archetypes to pull them out of your backpack, you know, these power tools to help you as you lean in towards the manifestation of those intentions. So Ritam means that I am alert, I am awake, and I am aware of coincidences. And I know that there are messages or signs from the universe. And when I connect and identify and notice them, I flow with the cosmic dance. So when we start to see those signs and synchronicities rolling up, we start to just nod in approval and we kind of move in that direction, allowing ourselves to gently move maybe out of the known and more in the direction of the unknown. Sure, I put it in the chat earlier, Bonnie. The mantra is Ritam, R-I-T-A-M. And so that's the general meaning of the mantra. So I'm alert and I'm awake and I'm aware of coincidences. And I know that there are messages from the universe. And when I respond to those signs and synchronicities, I'm moving in the flow of that universe. I'm in the cosmic dance. So we're going to kind of play with that a little bit. I think with these mantras, it's good to be quite playful and go into that kind of imaginative kind of space when we go into the practice. So I think the best thing is just to get on with it and let's practice. So I invite you to see you later, Sarah. Sarah's running to the beach. Just want to make sure I showed up. So yeah, let's get comfy. Put your feet flat on the floor. Uncross your legs if they're crossed. Get comfortable. If you're outside, if you need a blanket, if you need to open a window, if it's warm where you are. We're living in a cloud here in Ireland at the moment. It's misty and rainy for the whole week apparently. So get cozy. Get any cushions you need. If you need cushions behind you, you know, whatever it takes. And know that if you're feeling uncomfortable in the position that you've chosen for your meditation, you can change that at any time. You can just move and then just gently go back to the mantra, to the part of the meditation that we're on. So we're going to meditate for about the next 20 minutes. We'll use the mantra and the meditation for about maybe 5 or 6 minutes where there'll be silence. So it's going to be a fun meditation. I invite you to kind of settle into it now with a kind of a playfulness. You know, I want you to really kind of feel light and playful as we kind of explore what is this Ritam principle about, like, and we're going to explore it as we go into the meditation. So once you're cozy and comfy and you have your eyes softly closed, rest your hands lightly on your lap and just become aware of all of the sounds in the external environment, and just notice that sound is never a barrier to your practice. So you can just allow the sounds to be there. And if they're a distraction, you just allow the distraction just to grab your attention briefly and then bring your attention back. And that's what we keep doing in meditation. We just keep bringing our attention back. So you don't want to force or concentrate too hard, okay? And now, once you've acknowledged those sounds, we'll invite you to maybe close your eyes next. And then that'll just disconnect all the visual stimulation in your environment. And with your eyes softly closed, connect now with your breath in its natural state. How are you breathing? And just allow it to be as it is. Maybe you can tune in now to the sound of your breath. Notice the length of each inhale. And then noticing the length of each exhale. And inviting your mind now to quieten a little bit, your breath will deepen naturally. Notice now the movement of your breath. When you breathe in, is there a gentle rise across your chest? And as you exhale, notice the gentle fall as your whole diaphragm relaxes as you exhale all the way out. Maybe you notice now that there's a pause between the inhale and the exhale. And allowing that pause. And then noticing the natural impulse when it's time to take the next breath. And with each breath deepening, maybe there's a natural pause at the top of each inhale. And however your mind begins to wander, simply keep coming back to your breath, following your breath in and out. And just notice now the rhythm of that breath in its natural state. Are you breathing naturally? What is your own natural rhythm like? Is it fast or slow, loud or faint? And as you allow your breath to steady and slow down now, just notice some settling in your whole physical body, allowing your body to become heavier. And all you have to do is simply be here now and breathe. So imagine now, just like your breath, the universe is also breathing in its own natural rhythm. And imagine now your breath merging with that rhythm of the universe, merging with the rhythm of the impulses of the whole cosmos, breathing together, one breath at a time. And begin to notice now inside how your own physical body, as it begins to deepen with the breath and slow down and relax, simply tuning into your own body's natural rhythm, trusting that it's in perfect order. Imagining now that your body is a symphony. And with this meditation and this breathing practice, you're just tuning into that symphony that is within you and outside of you. Moving your attention now into your heart space. Imagine now in the center of your chest, in your heart, there's a doorway and you have the key. And just imagine that door is unlocking now. You've opened the door. And as you step out of the physical realm, imagine now that you're stepping into this universal realm, as if you were able to float out into the universe, into the cosmos. And imagine yourself floating out there in space and just noticing everything that's going on from this wider perspective. Imagine yourself looking back now at the earth. And as you float and soar out here in the cosmos, just imagine that you're now tuning in harmony with the universe. Feeling yourself connected to that infinite field of pure potentiality. Trusting your place here in the world. Knowing that when you're connected to the flow of the universe, that you begin to realize that you have a contribution to make in the world, using your unique talents. So as we float here now, we're going to ask those questions. What do I do? What are my unique gifts and talents? Or maybe, why am I here? So we'll just ask those 3 questions a few times now silently. What do I do? What are my unique gifts and talents? Why am I here? And just as we usually do with these soul questions, allow them now just to float away as if they're dissolving or disappearing. And allow yourself to trust the answer will meet those questions in the divine right time. Noticing that every time you seek something like an answer, that the universe will provide clues to you in the form of coincidences, signs, synchronicities. And as we release those questions, let's begin now the mantra for this practice. So the mantra is Ritam, Ritam, Ritam. So like we normally practice a mantra, just allow it to flow effortlessly with no particular rhythm or pitch. Just see the word Ritam floating up in your awareness, bubbling up. You might see it or feel it or hear it. And then as it fades away, just allow the space for it to emerge again and again. So we'll keep coming back to this mantra for the next few minutes now. Ritam, Ritam. You continue like this for about 3 minutes till you hear the bell. So breathe easy and float with this. Ritam. And now simply release the mantra Ritam, remembering the essence of this mantra is I am alert, I am awake to coincidences, and I know that they are messages and signs from the universe, and I flow with the cosmic dance. And as we release the mantra now, I invite you to journey with me. This is simply a journey in your own imagination. Imagine now, see yourself transforming, and that you are beginning to evolve into a higher being. And as you transform and evolve into a higher being, imagine now that there is meaning and purpose to everything that happens and to every single thing that you do. And just take a breath with that idea. And as we flow through that cosmic, universal, expanded state of awareness, imagine now that you have a contribution to make in the world. What is your unique gift and talent? What's your contribution? And now, taking your breath, let that one go. And as we move along in this expanded state, imagine next that your life is full of coincidences. Imagine that you seem to notice what others may not notice. Imagine that you're the one who sees the hidden meaning behind all of the events. And again, just let that idea go. You're just floating with these ideas. And as we float further and expand further into that expanded universe, into this expanded state of awareness, imagine how your life is full of peak experiences, and that you have more and more of these peak experiences the more that you use your own unique gifts and talents. Ask yourself now, how do I use my unique gifts and talents to serve and to help others? And simply float with that idea. And as we expand even further into this expanded state of awareness, imagine how all of the relationships in your life have meaning and connection. Notice the ones that are nurturing and playful. And imagine yourself now absolutely delighting in that playfulness, in that curiosity and in humour. And simply make this commitment to remain alert and aware and awake to these coincidences, trusting in these messages and signs from the universe as you flow with the cosmic dance. And as we release this practice, we'll just sit in that expanded state of awareness in silence now for 1 or 2 more minutes till you hear the next bell. And as we begin to draw this practice to a close, just allow your awareness now to drift back, coming all the way back into your heart center, feeling that lovely heart-centered breath, which keeps going day in, day out, effortlessly. Feel the rhythm and the beat of your own heart. Feel the pulse of your life beating within you. And just trust now that the pulse and beating of your heart and your life is connecting with all the other pulses and heartbeats on this call and out there in the universe. And we are connected. And when we are connected and more awake and aware, we become more and more aware of those signs and synchronicities, those coincidences. So as we bring the practice to a close and you begin to draw your awareness back into your heart, into your physical body, just take a moment to consider, are there any recent coincidences, any signs or synchronicities that maybe you've noticed and maybe you thought you were making it up or something? And just make this pact with yourself that for this week and this week alone, that you're going to pay a little bit more attention to those things with a playful, kind of childlike innocence. And as we seal this deal, as we seal this practice and this intention, let's take a long, slow, deep breath in. And as you release that breath and let it go, exhaling out, you can take a big, big stretch out into the environment that you occupy. Just open up your chest across your heart. Spread those arms out, really open up your chest. And then when you feel ready, you can draw the hands together in a prayer position. And we'll just seal this practice by bringing the backs of our thumbs into that breastbone, taking a bow to ourselves. We're showing up again today, week 23 of the Alone Together series, as we take the adventure of what this week might have to offer for all of us. And taking a bow to each other, and when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. You can move your hands together and build up a little bit of energy and just gently cup them over your eyes. But give it a little bit of thought, you know, this mantra, this, I suppose, this idea of being alert and aware and awake to coincidences, relationships, signs, synchronicities. And just see if you can start to join those dots together. It can be great fun actually if you keep a list. And you can have a list of ones that seem kind of random. Maybe there are some that are really big ones, you know, but over time what you start to see is that the dots start to join up, or they make more sense. But it usually takes hindsight to look back and see all that, because some things are happening quite randomly as it appears. So, but most often if you've been setting intentions, it's really good to see what comes to you, because every thought you have is creating something in your reality. It's creating something in your biology. It's, you know, creating your biography. So when we set intentions, we have to start to becoming more and more aware of those signs and synchronicities, because you might think, you know, we did set a clear intention at the beginning of this month. We're going to kind of review it at the end of the month, see what's happening for everybody. So this is a good kind of practice to have in place as well while you're going through your normal day to day. So I hope you enjoy that practice. I like being playful. I think it can be a lot of fun. I think it makes going into meditation a bit more fun too. And, you know, I like it as my second meditation in the day, to be a bit more kind of creative sometimes. So I'll stop the recording unless anybody would like to share anything. I'd love to hear how you've been getting on. Has anybody got any sort of relevant, coincidences or stories that they Sue Froman's outside in Sedona. Oh, it's probably roasting out there, Sue, isn't it? Sedona at this stage. Oh, I see you. Yeah, it looks beautiful. You're by the trees. Lovely. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you, and I'd like to hear if you have any.
Susie, next question.
Yeah.
Actually, two questions. I did set an intention, and it was realized, or it's starting to be. But is that a coincidence? If you set an intention, we talked about intentions and coincidence. It happened kind of like a coincidence that it came to be, but I did set it as an intention, not knowing exactly what that would be. And now it's being realized. So can you have an intention that happens? Is it still a coincidence? Do you know what I'm asking? Because we talked about the two, or you talked about the two in the meditation.
Well, yeah, maybe you're seeing now that it's a coincidence, but maybe it's not a coincidence at all. Depends on what, like, you weren't expecting. Like, I think sometimes we set intentions for things that we least expect to happen, or else we set intentions and they come to us in ways like we didn't expect to happen. So we're kind of going, is that just a coincidence? But like, I think the coincidences are actually signs and synchronicities that, that whatever we put out is going to bring something back. Like, that's the law of karma. Like, so you're putting out a clear intention for something and something is coming back. So, there were probably lots of other signs and, symbols and smaller kind of nudges and, along the way. It's good to record them, because I think you start to see then how this works, and you can start to get playful with it and become that kind of co-creator. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But not that as long as it happens, it really doesn't matter. But
precisely.
And then my other question is very basic, but what is an expanded state?
I think an expanded state is like, normally we go along, we might have the blinkers on, we might have the, we're thinking and believing from our conditioned state. So you're going along in a conscious conditioned, I do this because my mother did it, or that's what we do in this country, or whatever. Right. But an expanded state is when we kind of go into a kind of a broader perspective. So there are more infinite possibilities then. So things can work out in a way that we never expected. Like I would see that as an expanded state of awareness, when we become more open to things working out in a way that we never expected, or things to take a kind of creative quantum leap. Like, things can, you're not trying to micromanage the universe. You're not trying to control the outcome of every single thing, which makes us more limited. So that would be the opposite to like a more expanded state, is that willingness to surrender and allow things to come in a more creative or a way that is beyond our own imagination.
And you can consciously do that.
Well, I believe that, yeah. When you go into meditation, when we're in meditation, we're often we're dropping into what I would call an expanded state of awareness.
Okay.
So that's why I brought you into that space. And I said, imagine now we're out in the universe, you're floating out there in space. I wanted to bring you to a mindset where you were beyond your normal parameters of your thinking. And in that more expanded state, then, we can be creative and we can imagine kind of new ways of being. Like, so we were looking at that in that meditation. How does it feel when I'm accessing my unique gifts and talents? How do I serve the world, or how do I, how does that show up, I suppose, in my day to day? Like, so does that help, Ellen?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. I loved the meditation. It was fabulous.
Oh,
you
good.
haven't lost it in a couple of days. Fabulous.
Serendipity, Mary Walsh says. Yeah, serendipity is another word similar. I'll stop